So here's things you might be missing out with exercise selection when it comes to your semi-private coaching clients that may hurt them and create a bad experience. So a lot of times when you're picking exercises for a coaching client, some things can make or break. Not only are they gonna feel good or gonna get the best results, but also their experience, making them feel safe and successful when they're coaching. And we're gonna cover all of these in this video. So take for example, is the exercise selected in line with the client's goals? Take for example, this back squat, okay? I got no problem doing with the back squat, but what if the client just came in and their goal is to feel better, to move better, they want to drop some body fat, but get nagging joint pain better. Is this the best exercise for that? Very likely not. Where in that scenario, we could probably do a elevated goblet squat where it puts them in a better position. They can go deeper into that position, feel safe. Their joints don't, I would say, feel bad or feel hurt. And they, again, the word safe is so important in this scenario because most folks, if they go and feel like something is gonna hurt them or they don't know how to do it well, there's two things that are happening. You have fear, and then number two, they feel unsuccessful, right? Both are a no-go, and it could literally be the thing that makes them decide not to continue working with you. So the second one is training age and experience. What does that mean? How many years have they been training, and what is their experience with training? Take for example, a kettlebell clean. So that exercise for somebody with low or no training age may be completely out of the question, and they don't have the skill set to do it. So we have to look at their training age and their experience to determine what are the things that they'll be able to do right away. So if I have to coach them so much that it makes them feel that they can't do it, I'm already failing, right? Because I have to look at what result is it gonna get them? Can they do it? Does it fit with them actually having success right from the get-go? So we have to look at the training age and experience to determine exercise selection. Number three is injury history. So now imagine that somebody has an injury history where they threw out their back, either maybe possibly doing a straight bar deadlift from the floor or picking something up from the floor. And now we put a barbell deadlift into their program. Again, is that the best choice? And is that gonna also make them afraid because that's where they injured themselves? So we may have a better choice where doing a kettlebell deadlift or even elevating a kettlebell deadlift, a rack pull, a trap bar deadlift that's elevated, that may be a much safer option. They feel much better. They start with a lighter load. It's just better for them. And again, injury history may mean something like they have knee issues, but we can have them do hinge movements, a different type of lunge where a step up doesn't hurt them, but a walking lunge does, a reverse lunge does. Just putting in exercises that are gonna help them win. I'm gonna repeat that. Exercises that are gonna help them win, because one of our things that we really wanna do is help build self-esteem. And if they feel successful with the exercises, we help build their self-esteem. This next one is risk versus reward. Now, let's take this exercise. Or for instance, kettlebell swings, which I love. Both great exercises, but for a general population client that's starting off, that wants to get stronger, move better, feel better, those exercises may be a higher risk to reward. Can they give us some rewards? Absolutely. But we have to make this decision and say, maybe they look cool, maybe they develop the things that we want them to develop, but is the risk a little bit too high for that person? Now, if I'm getting a pro athlete, these may not be a problem whatsoever, right? Unless they're coming back from an injury. So we have to choose and say, hey, what exercise can I choose that is gonna give me the reward, but is gonna have minimal risk? Because rule number one, thou shalt do no harm. And so we have to always think about that, regardless if the client is older or younger, a pro athlete, we have to make sure that they're safe. Next one, return on investment. Now, is this a bad exercise? Like we're using our triceps? Absolutely not. This could be one of the exercises at the end of the workout, but here's the deal. If we have 60 minutes, sometimes 45, 50 minutes to train a coaching client, to get us the best return of investment, the best bang for the buck, and we see them 2 times a week, maybe we see them 3 times a week, and we want to get them the best results possible, we have to use exercises that are going to give us the best bang for the buck. So where that might be a trap bar deadlift with a dumbbell bench press, some type of reverse lunge with a one-arm cable row, pushing sleds or prowlers at the end, and bam, after you do our warm-ups, after we do some jumps, That's the end of the training session. Now, again, it doesn't say that this is not a good exercise, it doesn't fit the goal, but it means that I've seen a lot of programming where there's exercises where half of the training session is not getting a high return on investment, right? And our investment is time, and people only have so much time while we're training, so we got to make sure that we pick exercises that are going to give us the best bang for the buck. Next one, only use exercises that you know that you can coach and teach, right? And that was from Sean Wendell when he was with the Indiana Pacers as a strength coach. And I really took that to heart, because many a times coaches will see an exercise and include it, but they have never coached it. They've never done it themselves. And remember, the first time that you're using exercise, if you're having somebody else do it, if you've only done it a couple of times, that doesn't mean you're very proficient in coaching it. While it's cool to see new exercises and use new exercises, it means you have to do them well first, go through them yourself, coach multiple people on it before that starts becoming a part of your training menu. So make sure that you know how to coach the exercise, you master that before you start giving it to clients. Next one is your client really ready to progress to the next exercise? Now, I'm showing the RDL because it's one of my favorite hinge movements. With a barbell, even preferably with dumbbells, because it teaches the hinge. Now, the mindset a lot of times may be, well, we've done this for one phase, maybe even two, so we should just go to the next one, which might be pulling from the floor, right? Some type of variation of a deadlift from the floor. But the question is, are they really ready? And a lot of times we'll rush the client to the next phase. Why don't we master and really ingrain a great hinge pattern, improve their mobility, improve their stability, get them to be able to go through more ranges of motion, and then progress, okay? Because so many times we try to get ahead of ourselves because we want to change things up, and it might not be the right time, right? So that is a mistake many times, because the client will be doing well, and we progressed them too fast, and now all of a sudden, one of two things happen. They might get some nagging issues going on, or they don't do well and they feel unsuccessful. And that is on us as a coach when it comes to their exercise selection. Now here's the deal. Clients will adapt to reps the fastest. So are we obligated to change exercises as fast as we are? Let me give you an example. So many a times you'll be going through a phase, it might be a 5 reps on the trap bar deadlift, right? We might have 4 sets of 5. And the next phase, coach will change it all up and go, let's go to sumo deadlift with change. Let's go to something else. But the truth is, we can continue doing a trap bar deadlift, but now maybe change to 3 sets of 8 or 5 sets of 3, right? And again, because we adapt to reps the fastest, we can continue to train the pattern with the same exercise and get better results. And changing it up just for novelty's sake, which I'll show you guys and talk about in a second, is not the best bet. If our goal is to get them strong, get them the best results possible, we have to pay attention to that. Again, clients will adapt to reps the fastest, so it doesn't mean that every phase we have to change the actual exercise. Here's a question. Does the client really need a new exercise or a complicated, complex exercise? Or is that you're getting bored with the programming? Okay, so this is a thing that I've found a lot of times. Matter of fact, I talk to coaches all the time and say, man, clients are getting bored. I got to switch it up. I got to switch it up for them. And I ask them, did they tell you that? They're like, well, no. I said, did you ask them about it? Well, no. Because you as a coach, you write so many programs, you're programming so often that because you put in the same things, trap bar deadlift, a lunge, a static lunge, a dumbbell bench press, a push-up, a row, that you go, I'm doing the same things all the time. And so that repetitiveness makes you bored. And let's be honest, coaches, we love to go and look at new exercises, go to new courses, learn new things, which are great. It's great. Those are great things. But so many times we start thinking that the client needs novelty, where truly it's us that need novelty. And that's why we start programming. And we actually shoot ourselves in the foot, because we could get better results for our clients and help them master the movements a lot better if we just stuck with things and continued to really, really coach them up and show them progress and make them feel more comfortable and have them see results. And that's where we're going to get our win. Here's the deal. You got to hack your exercise menu. Now, is it cool to have 1,700 exercises on your exercise menu? Sure. The reality is you'll be all over the place. You got to become brilliant at the basics. Master the basics and be master coaching the basics. So when you're coaching, especially when you're coaching a lot of clients, and as you build your business, what's going to happen is you're gonna have templates. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna customize and individualize the exercises and the training, but it means that if you have too much variety, you're gonna get confused, overwhelmed, and it's become more difficult to write excellent programs that are gonna get your clients results. So while it's okay to expand the menu, be very thoughtful on how much. For most people, their menu's too big and you gotta cut it down to the best exercises, the ones that you're brilliant at coaching, so you can get your clients the best results over and over and over again. For more tips like this and becoming the best coach possible, make sure you follow this channel.